Hello, everybody. Good Lord. Fashionably late as usual. It is Ask Me Anything Thursday. These are my office hours, and we have some questions today. I'm just pulling up the group to get our live people online with us. Give me 1 second. I have to invite a few people, and then we will jump in and get started. And don't forget, you guys can ask questions in the comments. I'm just updating this. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's see. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I am trying, there we go, to get the invite into the, there we go. Today's stream, coming live to you from Restream. All right. So we are going to wait and see if Wayne is my person who has a question for us this week, and he was going to jump on live with us, I think. But if not, we can just kind of jump in and talk about what he was asking. We removed your message. Okay, something is going on. Okay, that's super weird. Okay, all right. Of course, nothing like having technical difficulties with your group while you're live, right? Okay, good stuff. Good times. Okay, now that we got the messages and the links sent, interesting. All right, today we are going to talk about the Google email system. And the question that was asked in the group was, how can Google's email system for businesses address SMTP issues? Email send amounts, avoid spam, and get around Yahoo and Gmail new 2024 spam requirements. So when Wayne jumps on, I'm going to have him elaborate on that a little bit before I just go ahead and jump in and answer, only because I want to make sure I fully understand what he is asking before we just give a random answer. Hold that thought. I think he's coming. Let's see. Are you joining live? Hello. There he is. Hi. Look, now we can see you too. So, as you can see, welcome 2024. Because we've talked, but we got rid of whatever we had, Meet Hour or whatever, and have moved to Restream. So much better for all things live streaming as well as recording for, anyway, geeky stuff, right? So I was just reading your question out loud to the rest of the world, but I would absolutely love for you to kind of give it to me in your own words, exactly what you're looking for, so that we can talk about it and fully understand, right? I just want to make sure I
Can you hear me?
you're asking me.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So basically, with using Go High Level or Pipeline Pro or any of those, they have
CRM systems.
they have a generic system set up. That way, when you're mass sending emails, it goes out through Pipeline Pro or Go High Level system, and it says from X company to whoever's getting it, but it says that it's going through Go High Level or whatever system.
You're talking about setting up a dedicated domain.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the ability to do that. Most systems Go High Level, and we'll just talk about the one that you, because I know I know why you're interested. So Go High Level, for anybody who doesn't know what Go High Level is, it is a CRM, customer relationship management program. It can walk your dog, feed your kids, basically does all that stuff. Now, but it manages the relationship between the business owner and the customers, and it manages like a sales pipeline and stuff like that. So Go High Level has the ability to set up a dedicated domain. So WayneMcFarland.com, right? We'll just say that's your domain name. You have WayneMcFarland.com, and use, whether it's through Google or Namecheap or whoever, Bluehost, whatever, doesn't matter. You set up the DNS server. So that is what this whole big shift was, that everybody was like, oh my God, what do I have to do? This is exactly what you have to do. You have to go into your host. You're going to have to set up your DNS server to allow email to be sent as your dedicated domain, so that it doesn't look like it's coming from Go High Level. So all of my emails, even though they are through Go High Level, that's the system I also use, they still come from me. They don't have the sender, because I set up that dedicated domain. So anybody who is highly recommended. This is why there was such a big push, because people who are using generic Gmail addresses, that's who it's going to affect the most. If you're using an address that is associated with a domain that you have already purchased, it's not going to affect you as much. It will still affect you if you don't do this process, but it's not going to affect you as much as if you were a WayneMcFarland@gmail.com, right? It's the people, it's all of the mass spam that we get with the generic Gmail addresses and Yahoo addresses. That's the problem. And that was what they were trying to combat. So kind of trying to say and force the hand of, if you're a business owner, it's time to step up your game and actually be a business owner and buy a dedicated domain. Work with someone like myself or whoever your, neighborhood geek is that can help you set up a dedicated domain server in the DNS management. And it really sounds a lot more complicated than it is. Now, the big thing with setting up DNS management for emails, you do have to realize that there's usually about a 2-week process. They say 2 weeks. It usually happens much faster than that. And the name of this is totally escaping me right now, so bear with me while I think of that name. Basically, it's a 2-week process where it's testing your emails. And so it's like a 2-week cycle where it's, what is the name? You know this name. Why am I forgetting this? What?
Are you talking about the SMTP?
No, it's like cycling the emails, basically. And I can't, excuse my, old brain for forgetting what that is, but there's an actual name for it. It's like cycling or something like that. Basically what you're doing is it's cycling and running the emails through the new dedicated domain that you've set up. So it's kind of pushing them through. And so it takes a couple of weeks. It's warming them up is what you're doing. You're warming up your SMTP and you're warming up your DNS, right? So that throughout that warm-up process, you're going to see more emails that'll hit spam. But after that warm-up process, it's supposed to and there are tools and systems that you can buy. What was the one that you were playing around with there that you were linking to?
Well, one is SMTP, and it doesn't work with the systems that I use. So another one is like Mailgun. Mailgun is one.
Yeah, so Mailgun is what I was going to say. So Mailgun is the most popular one, and you can use, that's the kind of the one that I recommend, only because Mailgun is, well, it's a very popular one, and there's plenty of them out there, but Mailgun is that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to warm up your inbox, is what it's called. So once you're running this stuff through your inbox, it's warming your inbox up, right? And so once you set up the DNS and you set all that stuff and you start running all of your stuff through there, you can do it. You can do it either live and just run it through there. Anybody who's on your list is going to know and probably have either already whitelisted you or know. You can send, you can let them know like this is what was happening, or you can run tests through Mailgun so that you're not actually doing it on your live audience, which most people are probably going to recommend you do that. I am somebody who I'm just like ripping off the Band-Aid and shoving it out there, but that's probably not the best option, but you can do it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So
Okay.
the next question is if you are using Google Teams or their what's the big one where you can actually use their email system, but it's got your domain name.
Workspace.
Yeah,
Yep.
Google Workspace.
That's what I do. So I have
Yeah.
everything. I have everything. I have the enterprise version of Google through Workspace. And everything is set up through there. And then you just set that up inside that. It will allow you to push that through Go High Level, but it's actually going through the domain that you're setting up, like the main domain. With Google Workspace, you have the ability to set up multiple domains. So like you can have one master workspace account, and then you have multiple domains under there. So anybody who's followed me for more than 5 minutes knows that I have like 800 domains. And so they all live, right? You can laugh. It's okay. It's fine. I have multiple domains. So we have, MeganDonnelly.com. We have thedigitalunicorns.com. I have mypersonal.com. My husband has one under there. I have multiple domains that live under that workspace account. And when you are setting up your CRM and you're setting up the DNS to go into the CRM, you can manage that. It's all based on the DNS codes when you manage your DNS. So it doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with the domain other than the fact that the domain has to be set up with the proper DNS for it to be able to say, oh, it's coming from thedigitalunicorns.com. Oh, it's coming from this domain.com. So for the project that we're working on, and I'll just kind of go into general terms, the domain that we've purchased, that's what we'll do. So now that we have that domain purchased and we have all the DNS, we have access to all of that, we'll be able to set that up in GHL. So you will, it's super easy, and we can walk through it so that you know how to manage it. I have to see, but because we purchased the domain, I don't know if I can give you access to that. I don't actually know that. I mean, I just have all the domains for everyone who works with us just under one area, but we should be able to grant access to whoever. Or what we've done in the past is we set all the domains up and set all the DNS up and set all that, and then just have you open your own account at Namecheap, and then we would just transfer that to you. So either way, the problem is then you still just need to give us access in case you need us to manage stuff for you. So for the amount of time that it takes to manage the minimal amount of work, I recommend just leaving it with us. And, unless you have decided that you a year from now, Wayne says, I don't like Megan and Kristen, and you want to take your domain, then we'll deal with it when that time comes.
No, we're moving. We will be moving more stuff over from Pipeline here shortly. So
that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. That's a good one.
One thing at a time. One thing in the Airtable at a time. So.
What else do we have? We haven't. What else do we have to talk about live before we? I don't think there's any questions coming in that I can see, but I forget I have all of the streaming things set up. I just remembered that after we pushed the go live button, I was like, oh, hey LinkedIn, hey Facebook, hey YouTube, hi everybody. That is the other cool thing about Restream for anybody who is looking for a way to do this. This is awesome. Push one button and it just goes to everywhere. Any other questions that you want to ask that the group could benefit from before we?
Well, let's talk about Restream for a minute. So, what does it cost?
Restream, and actually, I don't even know. I think like $30 a month, somewhere in that range. I know it's like 29 something. If you want to do the premium version, you can actually get a freemium version, but it doesn't come with all the bells and whistles. So I won't announce it yet because we're still. Wayne knows the secret. For anybody who wants to know the secret, you have to actually be in the community and in the Insiders Club here. Coming up is going to be something really, really fun and really, really, really cool. But that's the reason that Restream is around. And I'll let you guys mull that over for a little bit and see if you can figure out what we're going to be doing this year. But that was a real reason to go to Restream, is because it's got all of the goodies that we need for that next fun thing that's coming that you know about. So yeah, it's going to be very cool. But Restream allows you to do obviously live streaming like we're doing now. And you can do videos. Like if you, Wayne and I are always talking about videos because I keep telling him he's got to do more videos and talk about safety because he knows all sorts of stuff. And if you do it through Restream, you can actually record the video beforehand and then make it look like it's live. Like it will schedule an event for you on Facebook, so it's like a live event. I don't like doing that only because if you're going to go live. Like, don't make it seem like it's a live event, because then you still have to have some sort of either a virtual assistant or an admin there to answer questions, which like through the chat. And then you just have to remember to say in your recording, like ask questions in the chat. And then it's kind of weird. Like I don't necessarily do it that way because of all of the logistics. If I'm going to go live, I'm just going to go live and do this.
Right.
But it allows for a lot of different recording opportunities that we didn't have before.
Okay.
Oh, who said hi?
Nabel Ahmed. I don't know. It was about.
Hang on, let's go say. Oh, actually on LinkedIn?
Yeah, it's showing up here on the side of my screen. I don't know what it looks like on your screen.
All right, hang on. Let me go. Let's go see. I didn't have Kristen jump on today, only because I didn't even think about it. Let's go see. Oh, yeah. All right, click to join live. Oh, I'm going to echo now. How do I mute myself over here? There we go. Let's see him.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yep, it's up here on.
Hi, Nabel.
Yep.
Neil, I probably totally just butchered your name. I'm so sorry if I did. Welcome to the crazy. Yeah, so for us, we had the reason, and I think the reason Wayne is asking this, he's been with us for a year now. About a year. Wow. Over a year. The reason he's asking this question is because we had a different, so I'm a huge AppSumo fan. So we talk about AppSumo a lot in this community because it's great for anybody who is just starting out, small business owners, people without big budgets, because you can test software and give it back and get your money back within 60 days. And it's just really great for developers too, as they're trying to test out their market, similar to a product hunt, but specifically offer applications and software. And we had purchased this for what I thought was going to be really great. And it was great for what it was. It did what we needed it to do at the beginning, but it wasn't, it was a little clunkier. I just needed something that wasn't so complicated to get through the process of doing all this stuff. So
I mean, I still use it. I've still got it.
8 hours? Yeah. I mean, for the price, I can tell you guys right now, for the price, it's $69 a year for the whole year, and you get all the stuff included for free. So like if you are looking for budget friendly just to get yourself started, and you don't necessarily have to do, like, you don't want to do podcasting, or like it doesn't do some of the extra fancy stuff that Restream does, which is why I switched over. But when I decided to do the community and knew I was going to go live, that's what we needed to do, right? Oh, so Nabila's question. I'm so sorry. I'm totally saying your name wrong probably, but yeah. I just started my remote bookkeeping business, but I'm facing problems in getting clients. So what do you have suggestions for me in this situation? Oh, bookkeeping. Well, obviously you're using LinkedIn. I have a friend that you should talk to. That would be, I'd be curious to know how active you are on LinkedIn. Are you only looking on LinkedIn, or are you looking on other channels too? Can you answer that question for me? Let's see. Let's see what he says. It's a great question. I mean, leads are obviously important if you're just starting out in sales and leads. LinkedIn is the the go-to place for B2B. I mean, there's definitely, if you're looking for businesses, that's where you're going to want to be. You're going to be super, super active. I always recommend checking out Mr. Luke Matthews and checking out Mr. Jasmine Alec. If you want true hardcore LinkedIn writing tips, LinkedIn lead gen tips, those are the guys to check out. And Laura is really good about brand building. Those are my 3 go-tos. I mean, I have a whole list. Nat Berman is really good. You need to go check out other people on LinkedIn and follow them, learn what they're doing. Don't copy them, because copying them is not going to work. Do not copy. You can follow and learn and adapt to yourself, but that's the best way to get started. Go learn from what everyone else is doing. That's the best way to grow. I don't recommend. I'm a huge anti-pod person. I don't recommend growing LinkedIn with pods. I just am not I'm not a big fan. Put in the work, and then you'll actually get people who are real people, real customers, real people who want to talk to you, and not necessarily just a group of people that are. It's not that it's bad. Like the people group, people supporting people, business owners supporting people is awesome, but it's not necessarily going to be your target audience, if that makes sense. It's usually just a large group of people liking your stuff. I hope that answers your question. You didn't hear my question back to you, so go check out those guys, Nabil. It's definitely Justin Welsh, another really good one. They've all got really decent courses as well. If you're looking how to specifically do lead generation on LinkedIn, that's my recommendation. Consistency, show up every day, at least. Comment on other people's stuff like you're doing right now.
Yeah, and you've got to be able to comment and stick around, or if you're posting something, you're gonna post it and you're gonna stick around.
Yep.
Because if you just post and ghost, as a lot of them will say, LinkedIn's algorithm will pick that up. Things like that.
And Wayne knows this too, and anybody else who's kind of in my community. And I will. No, I'm using Upwork and Fiverr. Okay. You need to talk to Jasmine. I would suggest going and checking out Jasmine's stuff and go back through some of his content, maybe reach out and I'm trying to think about the best way. I mean, you could reach out to him on LinkedIn, but he's so big on LinkedIn that he may not answer you right away. The best option would be, if you can swing it, is to book one of his power hours and actually talk to him. And he doesn't just talk about LinkedIn. He actually started on, was it Upwork or Fiverr? I don't remember which one. He started on one of those. And I know he's actually done some content specifically around how to grow on those channels. And I don't specifically use those channels. I use them for my business for hiring, but I don't advertise or use them. It's just not where we need to be. But that's a good resource for you. You should figure out a way to get in touch with Jasmine in any which way that you can, because he has really mastered those channels and could very much give you what you need. Yeah. That's definitely, I was just going to say before he popped in there and said that, is I am probably the reason I always push people when they're talking about specifically about LinkedIn to other peers of mine, to other people that I network with, is because I'm horrible at it. I'm just going to tell you, like, I'm great at commenting. I'm great at networking. I'm doing all that stuff, but I don't pitch. I don't sell. It's a little bit of a different beast for me. So do what I say, not what I do. I guess is what is a probably what is that not what you tell your kids?
Well,
Because I don't.
he's probably more directed in that, whether it's on LinkedIn or wherever he's trying to get his clients. So, where you're trying to get people into the community and
Yep.
you build it that way,
Well, and our
he may be
yeah, and
just
our
right in your
clients we
DM.
have absolutely. And our big clients, and that's gonna shift a little bit, but we get people. All of our stuff is usually word of mouth and referrals anyway. So it's just a different kind of beast. We're not, and we don't take on small projects. The community is our smaller entry level into our world kind of project, if that's what you will. And everything else drastically jumps from there. So we have a very different revenue model too. We only work with one project, like the power of one project, one client, one task. And that's just the way that works for us. So one thing at a time till it's done, then we move on to the next thing. And everybody who works with us knows that and kind of knows where all the projects are in the pipeline, and they kind of, it just happens that way. So works for us. Tell us about. I guess we don't want to talk about that yet.
Not yet.
Anybody else before? Yes, I'm doing a lot of things, but still, I think I'm missing something. But still, thanks for your suggestions. Yeah, Nabila, like we do have a community. Like our community right now is on Facebook. It's free to join, and then if you want to join the VIP, and do so, Wayne is part of kind of our VIP club, if that's what you want to call it. And so that you can actually come on live, because what we're going to do now is kind of say goodbye to if nobody else has questions, and then we're going to jump off, and then Wayne gets full attention. Anybody who comes on live with us gets to discuss all things with me about their business, and we really go deep dive into the business. If you're interested, I can go into that stuff, but you got to join the group, and then you got to sign up if you want one-on-one. If you really want me to help you pick apart the business and kind of give you a roadmap and a strategy, but otherwise, specifically for Upwork and Fiverr, I would go check out Jasmine and ask him some questions, because he's going to be your best option for that. All right, guys, I'm just going to quick look over on Facebook and all the other stuff and see. I don't even see anything on Facebook. That's weird. I don't know. It doesn't show it. It's super odd. That's fine. All right. So we are going to jump off and go into kind of our VIP area, and we will talk to you guys next week. If you have questions, join the group, ask the questions, sign up for the newsletter. There's lots of stuff going on there too. And sooner than later, you guys will hear all about the new venture that's coming up with the unicorns. It's going to be very fun and exciting, and more to come. Bye, everybody.